Good morning. How are you? It's a wonderful day in paradise. Walking the roads in the warmth. Warmest day, I suppose, in the last week. And there goes our postal people. Soon those people will be back in business because we'll get rid of the joy. The joy is gone out of the postal service. That would be a nice expression. Talking about cruel people who sell out and don't perform their jobs and compromise American democracy, there's Trump. Trump was in a position to say, this bill that I have on stimulus and this bill on keeping the government open, it's horrible, I'm not going to sign it. Now, earlier in the week, I said by Sunday he'd change his tune and he'd sign it. But when I did my podcast yesterday, I thought, even a crazy man who could occasionally be reasonable would have announced it by then. And he hadn't, which makes it even worse. And in truth, I thought during the week that maybe he'd do it on Saturday, because by doing it on Saturday, he would not compromise the 13 million citizens who would lose the unemployment funds that come by that date. So he did that, and he's created several other compromises for people. Now, I think this guy is so isolated, and not because of the pandemic, that when his people come to him, Mnuchin and others, the Treasury Secretary, he lies to them as well. He lies to everyone. In my podcast, I said the art of the raw deal is the lie and the con. Well, that's Trump true to who he is. I think he suffers because from the time he was a child until now, the only thing that mattered was the dinero, the dollar, the money, the taking. I don't think there's a human impulse in the guy, meaning to care for another. And this latest proves that. He compromised all these people, their hopes and dreams, at a delicate season. And I guess he'll try to do more. But hopefully the journalists won't feed him. They'll make it useless for him to take these extreme positions that would compromise America and Americans. They don't do it so far. They haven't adjusted to the fact that they won't have Trump as a leading story when he finally does leave the Capitol, when he finally does leave the government, when he does whatever he's going to do. So here's my analysis of Trump. He will, I guess, try to flip the electors on January the 6th and lean on Pence. But Vice President Pence is not going to go along with that. And he's told people that. Yet still the media, they report it as if it's possible. That's wrong. That is just wrong. Speculating like that, not reporting the news, not even a fair opinion when you have information that Biden has said that Pence has said he's not going to do that. That's just wrong. So what else is going on the Hill? Well, despite the fact that Republicans and Democrats on both sides of the Hill agreed to this $600 because otherwise there wouldn't be anything for anybody. And they thought the president was going to sign it because his agent told him that he would. We have Speaker Pelosi says, okay, I want what Trump wants. I want people to get that $2,000. Well, really, you made an agreement. It would be $600. Now, Trump has now signed that deal, but Pelosi, at last reports, was going to go forward to the House floor, and she was going to ask for the $2,000 anyhow and pass a bill because the Democrats dominate the Congress, and it's going to die in the Senate. And for what purpose? We're trying to establish some basis on trust for some bills. I've been on the Hill, both on the House and the Senate, when the Democrats were in the minority. And in those days, better conversations in the Senate, which was longer ago, than I found in the House, which was more recent. I left there in 2001. I found you could find bills that Republicans would agree with you on and introduce and pass. And when I say agree with, I myself as a representative for either a group of Democrats or the Democrat for whom I was the chief of staff. But when you do something like this, how does anybody trust you? You become like Trump. The word is meaningless, the con and the lie. And you have to stand by the deal you made. And Pelosi's not doing that, and that's wrong. Now, will it help in Georgia? I don't know. But, when you start off taking a position that is not honest and truthful, it has a way of catching you in the hindquarters. And you just shouldn't do it, because there's a really good chance we can win this election down in Florida based on the merits. And so to be messing around is a big mistake. And right now it's neck and neck. And there's no question that the two incumbents have been on the wrong side of a variety of these issues, even though they voted for the stimulus bill that the president delayed in signing. So I think each day we go forward, we're looking forward to when Biden will be in position. But we got to tell Congress this is not the way to do business. You got to be straight. If you make a deal, stand by it, and then fight for a new deal in the new administration when Biden is president, and perhaps we actually control the Senate. And let Trump be Trump, because more and more I believe that even the media, who's hungry to fill those gaps with his nonsense, maybe they'll step back from it and be more responsible, because this guy has become a total kook, and he compromises, despite his kookiness, if you will, our government and our way of living and our democracy. So be well, be careful of the virus, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.